They force flash out of Zven, but now the taunt, the chain CC back down to Boogie, solo with a big ban, multi-hit, Mega Gnar ulti on to 3, but it won't matter. C9's already found the first kill and they're going in for the second. Fudge locks them down, Berserker blows them up. Now they're gonna switch their attention back over to the top laner yet again. It's Fandango, but Fudge has already died. Berserker got a quadra, Maple's the last man standing. C9, he won it! Little health. Maple's gonna try to fight all 4. Blaber goes in with the spell shield, he's able to find the fear. Diplex coming in for the taunt. Laser up the wall. Berserker firing. Pentakill for the Cloud9 ADC.
Hello and welcome back to the LCS Lounge. There's a question burning in everyone's mind. Who is the best AD carry on Cloud9? We're here to settle that today with a 1v1 following the showdown rules on the ARAM map. First 100 CS, first turret of the kills. They're going to go ahead. They're only allowed to pick and ban AD carry champions. We'll let them take it from here. I'm out. Good luck.
We played like a tandem against Fudge and Blaber, where I'm the keyboard, he's the mouse.
That's
and
good
we
content.
played Yasuo versus them, and we won. We said top lane junglers have no mechanics. What champ do you want?
Kai'Sa?
Kalista? Okay.
Just no ban, right?
Just ban whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
What? Flash Snowball?
I think so.
Okay. Bang Zeri, because he's a one trick. Just in case. Kalista?
Yeah.
One rune? Halo Blade?
Blade?
Okay.
Wow.
Halo Blade, what?
And just whatever.
Treasure Hunter?
Yeah.
What?
And
Triumph?
I don't know, or Taste of Blood?
Yeah. Triumph and Alacrity?
Huh?
In secondary.
Ghost Poro?
Ghost Borer? Okay.
And
Triumph.
Tradition Hunter?
Yeah.
This one?
Treasure Hunter, yeah.
And Bone Armor?
No. Attack speed.
Or what?
Attack speed. And Triumph.
If anyone's confused, by the way, the reason that says Mark Z is he's just playing on my login.
Because he can't remember his own login.
Oh my gosh, the counter.
Wii U.
Just level 3 1v1?
Level 3 1. Oh, fuck. I put point W. I'm actually. Oh,
No remake.
can we remake? Oh, this is. It's actually over. Wow, I'm actually handicapped. Good, now I can blame my loss on this. Nice movement. Wow, my DPI is not what it used to be. Oh my god, I can't move my character. My mouse is so slow. 1 second. Wait, don't hit me. Hello. Oh, you're bad.
Oh, sorry.
This streaming is funny because
Wow, you are bad.
Yeah.
Huh?
Underestimated.
Boomer's
not
OP
GG?
stack.
No?
No, one more. If you want the GG, we can GG. You want surrender?
Nope.
Off it.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's over. Woo! Bam!
Go bad keyboard.
keyboard's bad.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this
Zven?
again. Give him a fair keyboard. Anyways, thank you guys so much. We'll see if Zven ends up playing AD carry.
Yeah.
Back to whatever else is supposed to come after this.
Okay, GG.
Welcome back, everyone. It's me and Kobe, but we're also joined by a special guest. As you know, we love to incorporate pro players into our TriCast these days, so please join me in welcoming the 2011 World Cyber Games 5th to 8th place finalist and IPL 3 champion, also from 2011, Joshua Jatt Leesman.
That's probably the best introduction I've
How
ever
come you
had.
don't ever introduce me like that? I won a World Cyber
Anything
Games.
before 2011 wasn't
I'm
competitive.
a literal World Cyber Games champion. I got a gold
2010.
medal for North America.
2010, I don't know. Welcome.
I'm glad that they did that on
Yeah.
the analyst desk because this is a perfect meta for Cloud9, it turns out. With Zven being a better
Yeah.
AD carry, they just picked 2 AD carries. They don't actually have to choose which one is better.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking with a lot of pros this year, and even Vulcan, when he was talking about the support meta, says it is a bit of an adjustment, and Zven half-jokingly said, well, once Freak realizes AD carry supports are
Yeah.
too good and he nerfs them, then it's going to be Nautilus, and it's going to be GG for us, so we need to win as many games as possible now. So it'll be really interesting to see how this one plays out.
And he has been playing it really well. We've had other supports play AD carry super well. Huhi comes to mind. You know, a lot of them have been having a lot of fun in this meta, but I too think that it is going to be a small time slot where we have every bottom lane being double AD carries, and probably will be changed, nerfed pretty soon here. Looks like we have a little bit of an issue on stage because Berserker's not sitting down. So I think we're gonna have a delay. We'll get updated.
The muscles.
We'll get updated on whatever it is. Oh no, more of them are standing up.
All of C9 is standing. It's team huddle time.
Oh, okay.
It's team huddle time.
Huddle.
Oh, okay.
Can we get it? I want to listen. I want to be a part of it.
I don't think we can do that. What if it's strategy?
I don't think it's
never
it's usually just hype stuff.
What if the hype
Everyone
stuff
be
is
real
just-
quiet. Maybe we can like hear. Maybe we can hear from here.
Here, hold on.
The whole yeah. I can't hear shit.
No, I don't know what's going on.
Somebody go over there with the mic.
Once I had the headset off, I could hear a little bit.
Oh,
I realized that's
we can
really
read
bad
Sven's
TV.
lips. Oh, Fudge's head is blocking. GG.
Man, I don't know how to lip read.
Yay! 1, 2, 3, Cloud9. What's the chant? C9!
D9, you almost got it. You read too much of the word. Just the first letter. All right.
I feel like part of the team.
Yeah, you're wearing blue. Look, you're ready to go.
I'm hyped up. Let's go.
All right.
Hi, Diplex. Good luck. Have fun. Look, JoJo's even being nice in the chat.
There's something. No, I
He's
don't-
actually fishing because
I was gonna
Diplex did
say-
not answer, so he said hi again. JoJo's the one like sending multiple texts after you don't answer. You don't answer for like half an hour, and JoJo's again like, "Hey, you there?
He will not be left on red.
Hey, are you awake?"
He's also the type of chatter who
Big
doesn't
ego.
send long messages. He will instead use 7 lines to send 1 sentence.
Yeah,
Right.
he's still going.
1 or 2 words per line.
Uh-huh.
Hey, there we go. Sven answers. Hey, get out of here! I'm the one reading this. You guys hold up your own side of the stories.
What? Okay. I wasn't gonna steal your mojo, man. I'm gonna let you read it. I just wanted to see how many lines he was using. I wanted to verify Jatt's theory or not.
Oh, well, now they're blaming the ref for gaslighting Zven about his chair being different.
You know, my favorite pre-game player lobby thing that the audience never got to see was back when we had promotion relegation, and it was
This is a long time.
yeah, it was a long time ago,
Exciting
and it was old
times.
FlyQuest with the weird eyeball logo.
Yeah, 2017
and, Yeah,
FlyQuest.
and High was on there, and Piglet was on Team Liquid Academy, and they played versus them, and like the clock is counting down. It's like 3 seconds before it launches into game, and Piglet just types, "Rammus won't save you this time, High." Because of the one game from back in stuff before where
Yep.
like the Rammus got locked in as the timer ran out or something and they had to play it out. Piglet still had like bad blood from that, and he was like, "No, I have to get vengeance for the Rammus game."
That's incredible. That was the famous game where Piglet, I think it was Stunt, ended up having to go in with support Rammus.
Yeah, it
because
was-
the timer ran
it
out
was
and it
really
randomed them Rammus. So they played at support. I will say yesterday in EG's loss, they were not happy with that draft. And Vulcan is definitely typing something about
What? You
next
can't-
match being doomed. I think
okay.
it's Sven's foot.
They're
it's Sven's
typing
foot.
a lot of stuff here. I was like shaking them off. Guys, we cannot say what's being typed right now.
There's a reason we don't put the lobby on the screen.
Don't start that story.
He's just saying Sven's not going to be effective next patch.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly. Yeah, we can't expose their DMs here, okay? This is a safe space, friendly banter going on. We got a lot of napkins up here for JoJo as well. Getting a little sweaty.
Was that the
some
delay?
water spill, maybe?
That's got to be a spill.
This is, I don't know. We've gotten 0 updates from production, but we could do our own investigation.
I just asked and was told that it's very close to starting.
Okay.
That's what we got.
Cool.
I will say
we're close.
we are much closer to the stage this year. So this is my first game casting in the new studio.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the view.
Yeah.
I really
Do
like
you,
the new
do, you,
stage.
do you like the elevation? Because we're way lower than we used to be. Now we actually get to be crowd level.
It's not as hot as it was up there, which is nice because I move around a lot. And
This feels way more connected. I love
Yeah.
it.
all
You
right.
also
Yeah, I love
bang the table a lot.
Yeah.
This is the stronger table.
Which, when I'm trying to, draw stuff on the screen, if you're banging the table, then it makes it really hard to draw cleanly.
Well, it's a good thing we have a sturdier table now.
Bring that up now.
TY, Riot Games. All right, we're into the champ select. Finally, we're here. And we've got Varus, Jax, Caitlyn, and Azir banned away. First 4 bans of the match.
Got some big cheers for the bands.
Elise is still up.
Elise, Elise is still up. Elise might be 100% win rate in LCS because that's the first game I've seen it actually played.
It's 2-0 for Boogie.
Yeah.
He played it in 2 of TSM's.
Okay, yeah, it was the,
He played it in their first game, I believe.
Yeah. There's still no Zeri ban. Berserker had, they banned Elise.
Okay.
Okay.
The Zeri is conspicuously left up, but that just means that we could be living in the world that is everyone's accustomed to now, where it's the Lulu Zeri versus the Lucian Nami.
Yeah.
Bottom laid classic trade.
I do think if EG first picks the Zeri, C9 can match with, they have Lucian Nami, they have stuff like Ashe Jhin, they got all that garbage Kalista support they can play. Like, they have so many just double lanes. I mean,
Them's fighting words.
okay,
Truly.
that is the wrong word, but it feels like garbage to play against.
We've got the first piece of our domino chain of champ select here, the Lulu. Will the Lulu knock over the Lucian and Nami dominoes and then knock over? Oh, no, it was not locked in, baby.
Yeah, you can't.
Too early.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait. Doko hovered Skarner for 29 out of 30 seconds. Look what that did.
Toying with your heart. All right, we go with jungle and said, okay, Maokai early, the super priority here, 4 inspired. Does so much for setting up for these objectives. I like it. They're leaving the bottom lane up for grabs.
You saw that win rate. Maokai has a 29% win rate in the LCS. That is horrible.
Yeah.
That's telling me that even if the champion's powerful, teams are not making it work.
I mean,
That's 71% of the time you lose.
I never take those stats seriously because there's so much influence of who plays the champion in the early season, especially. There's really low sample size. It's really based on who's playing it. Definitely
Well,
not gonna
everybody
reach
plays
the
these two, and they're both 60-something. So
Yeah.
I like Cloud9's draft better so far.
I am definitely a big fan of the Lulu Zeri side of the Lucian Nami matchup into it. Oh my God, our dominoes, guys.
I can't believe it.
They came into alignment. But yeah, after the last rounds of nerfs, my opinion is that the Nami nerfs weigh so much more than the Lucian nerfs. The new Lucian ones are mostly mana adjustments to early game versus late game. I think the Nami nerfs, though, were the bigger part of it. And ever since then, I'm securely in the Lulu Zeri camp. Definitely favor that side of it. And Cloud9 will round it out, of course, with the Sejuani as well.
Shocker. I will say, getting Berserker on Zeri after he achieved the pentakill yesterday does increase his chances in the Player of the Week race, which we all know is very important. Doublelift had the front and center seat with his 15-kill game
probably
against
not
yesterday.
Probably not getting it after
Now
what
it's
they
looking
did
like
today.
Prince. Prince has had an incredible day, but I would say, like, the AD carries are performing in a huge way, and across the board, I was looking into the stats earlier, kills are up for AD carries by almost a kill a game from last split. So we're seeing big pop-up performances. Part of that is because of Enchanters, and part of it is because we just have some really high performers in the league so far.
And part of it is because Freak went from caster to balance team and then buffed a bunch of AD carries. So
Based Freak.
there you go.
The power.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, yes, of course, bottom lane is very strong now. I like referring to it as bottom lane as a whole, by the way. It's not just AD carry. It's because support paired really, really powerful down there. Dragon stacking definitely is the go-to. But we're past the stage of the pick and ban, of course, with the classic bottom lanes and jungle already picked up. Everything is now focusing on the mid lanes here. And what's going to round out the last ban against Diplex, because this is the area where people are assuming that Cloud9 are going to get attacked for the whole season. Everybody is looking at mid lane as the weak point, and everybody is looking at Jojo as one of the main mid laners to abuse that point of power on Cloud9.
All right, Silas, Fiora, Renekton, Irelia, all banned away. Silas and Renekton, kind of those champs that get played into a lot of scenarios. Fiora's often a counter pick into K'Sante. Irelia used against champions like Gnar, or sometimes Flex in the mid lane as well. It's the Jayce locked in for C9.
Jayce has not been good so far. EG played it yesterday. They actually picked it in this exact slot, the 4th pick from the red side. It is technically a mid-top flex, but you need to have enough flexibility in the rest of your team comp. This means if they do flex it, it's going to have to be an AP champion they pick 5th, but it doesn't mean it can't go mid currently.
Well, if you need a 5th pick AP champion to go top instead, they just locked K'Sante for EG, and Gwen has not been banned away. I feel like if that's what you want to do, you want to put Diplex on the Jayce instead, Gwen's the obvious choice.
Yeah, especially since you already have Sejuani here, having another melee solo laner. Because Jayce, of course, you can go melee form and stack up the stun really quickly too. I definitely...
Oh, maybe that's mid lane Trist for EG.
So EG are going to be really AD heavy themselves as far as this discussion. So Sejuani is going to have a lot of armor in Sejuani's future.
All right, how bad is the K'Sante Scion or like just any armor stacking boy you can throw up there? But they also know
it's really...
K'Sante.
Oh my god, I predicted it right!
I think
This
it's
is good.
really, really scary, actually. Because with Demonic Embrace getting nerfed a little bit, with the sapling scaling damage nerfed a little bit for Maokai too, that source of magic damage on EG is pretty minuscule.
Yeah, but they decide to go with Gwen for the lane matchup, which makes sense, and they do throw the Jayce mid, so I feel like they kind of pre-planned that, and they would have been super heavy AD and allowed K'Sante to become a Giga Tank if they had gone with like a Scion top lane. So
No, I'm saying EG are heavy, really heavy attack damage.
Well, exactly. So that's where I thought maybe C9 would pick a Giga Tank in the top lane like Scion, but if they did that, they wouldn't have magic damage. So I think that's why they went with Gwen.
Yeah, no, Gwen is my preferred counter pick into K'Sante. Really good matchup there. K'Sante always rushing into Iceborne Gauntlet is all armor now, so really, really good stuff there where Gwen can also scale multiple items. And since you can work off the Sejuani, I think they've got early game options. Looks pretty good for Cloud9 to me. But of course, EG putting that faith in Jojo. Again, this mid lane matchup is where they want to win the game. Mid lane Tristana is a very snowbally champion. If you can get that early kill, you will get turret plates. You will get to start to roam around as well.
Completely agree. I think it's going to be a really explosive mid lane. There's honestly a lot of lanes that could explode, so I want to pay close attention to the level 1. Whoever can get the right amount of information with 2 really strong ganking junglers in Sejuani and Maokai, all of these lanes are really volatile.
Let's do it, boys. Game 3 of the day. EG versus Cloud9 in an era of the LCS where AD carries have been such pop-off performers like you were talking about, Jatt. FBI and Berserker have both had a lot of really good games. We got to see Doublelift and Prince go head-to-head earlier today, and Prince reigns supreme. Let's see which one of these two comes out on top.
These 3.
Oh, true.
Evil Geniuses are like, you know what? AD carries are OP as AD carry and as support and as mid lane. Let's get another one on our team. Tristana with teleport here for Jojo. See if we get any early Maokai, because Maokai, of course, one of the biggest things that you need for junglers right now, and the success of most of the junglers is, yes, you need good team fighting presence. Front line's definitely very valuable, but also level 3 gank possibility. Maokai with Flash W, super, super good combination with basically anybody. So if Inspired gets there, Flash route onto the Jayce, then it guarantees your rocket jump follows through. And even if you don't actually kill him, getting the Summoner spell, getting a bunch of damage there, allowing the Tristana perma-push would accomplish perma-push.
Where are you on the full clear debate at the moment? Is full clearing just
I think
always bad?
Full clearing, if you're looking solo queue, 100% is bad. Full clearing is definitely always better than it is in solo queue in pro play, because people don't expose themselves as much, of course. But for solo queue, yes. If you are full clearing, then you are definitely going to be at a disadvantage. Level 3 ganking, especially level 3 ganking towards bottom side of the map, just provides so much value right now. For pro play, of course, they're going to be way more coordinated and not give themselves as many openings. But speak of it, don't even need level 3, baby. Level 2 Flash W from Maokai.
This is...
Into a bubble? Into a bubble.
Let's see if they step up a little bit further.
Play for bot. There's no cleanse on Berserker, but he does have barrier and they have heal. They need a lot of damage to kill.
Inspired did a really good job making sure he stayed in that fog the whole time to set this up. Berserker trying to get away, and he just skates right on over the trees.
I mean, it makes sense. I still think it's going to give FBI and Vulcan a big advantage here. 3 summoner spells needing to be burned defensively for C9. Only 2 aggressive summoner spells for EG, but one of them was burned by the jungler. Now we need to see what Blaber can do with the time.
Right.
I was very curious, though, you know, as we wait for this topside play to pop off. Because when they called Maokai over, it was still level 1 for the Nami. Never mind.
Okay, Ssumday. Let's see how good he can do against this gank. Blaber comes in. Yep, Ghost just gets Ssumday back underneath the turret in plenty of time to spare.
But Vulcan had the option to deviate from the normal skill up build and actually put a skill into bubble at level 2. Because they still had time. Maokai was there. He just dinged up to level 2, but he didn't go for it. So that was the layering that I was talking about when I was talking about flash Maokai W into a bubble. Maybe they get more there.
It's an interesting idea. It's one of those things where if it works, you feel great, but then obviously if he still manages to slightly get away, then it feels kind of bad.
And another thing I want to track in this game in regards to the bot lane is how much EG plays for bot. They did it all of last year with Danny. They've been doing it very well so far this year with EG. In terms of stats, FBI actually has the biggest CSD of any AD carry in the LCS thus far.
This could be a move with Maokai coming up. Inspired spending a lot of time being active here very early on. And he's only down 1 camp currently to Blaber. Able to get back, able to get that really deep ward for Ssumday, as Ssumday is pushing in Fudge in the early levels, of course. For Tristana, really, really powerful. Gonna have to worry about that scaling though.
Exactly, right? It's all about when Gwen gets that Rift Maker, the healing from that coupled with the Conqueror and everything, as Blaber is.
Look at this, he gets around almost everything except that one ward right there, and so now Ssumday knows.
And they can't do anything here.
Yeah, he could just walk away from this.
That was pretty funny though, with how much was placed to avoid this top lane gank. Look at this. We had the ward here. We had the sapling at the mouth of the Baron pit. Plus, they had the scuttle crab vision. Plus the ward here.
Ssumday getting spicy.
So they had pretty much everything lit up. And the final little bit of information is enough.
Back in mid, Tristana and Jayce are just going dead even here. Jayce normally one of those lane bullies, but it's kind of hard to bully a champion like Tristana that also has range and can fight back pretty effectively against you in those short trades.
Yeah, and Jojo, when he hits 6, might have an all-in window if they could get another gank in with Maokai, but once they burn the flash early, this is Diplex's time to shine. This is actually fine for Jojo. The wave's not in a bad spot. He's going to recall, teleport back with items, and carry on the lane.
That's going to leave a mark, though. Whenever you get hit out of the air.
It's like he's in your head, right? He's got the read.
Yeah, shake it off. You got to shake that off. Got some mental damage there in addition to the physical
Psychic damage instead of
psychic damage done.
FBI and Vulcan just stepping up to try to trade with these guys here a little bit again, but they know that their own jungler is nowhere nearby, so they don't want to keep on trying to pressure into a 2v2 that could immediately turn back against them. And obviously with perfect vision, we know that Blaber was nearby, so it's a good thing they stepped away. 400 gold lead for EG early on with no kills on the board, just because they've got some passive farm leads just about everywhere.
Yeah, I want to see where the next out from Inspired is, because Inspired just got his reset on the Maokai, and his flash is coming back up. So it'll tell a lot whether he uses it towards bottom or towards mid. Very, very curious here because Berserker's flash, of course, is going to be a little bit later.
All right. Kobe, does he have Cosmic Insight? If he timed this on his Summoner spell cooldown?
Inspired? I'm assuming he does because he's got First Strike.
Yeah, so he's got Cosmic Insight. So his flash is going to be up before Berserker's. If there was a window where Berserker pushed up, they'd be able to flash, but they're going to miss the window just because their bottom lane is perma-shoving in. Wasn't meant to be.
Could go mid with it, of course. Diplex is definitely an option. Control ward on bottom side. We'll find it.
Yep. Just walks right into that, throws the sapling in the brush, should be able to clear out some of this vision at least. But with both mid laners just being ranged champions, being able to farm up pretty easily, not going to affect too much, I don't think. Oh, wait. Jojo's ready to go in on Diplex. And they just trade.
Yeah, just not completely on the same page. I'd say that's been a little bit of EG's story so far this split. Remember, they were so dominant last summer split before they had to change up their AD carry position. FBI and Ssumday joining during the offseason, and the cohesion hasn't quite been there for them at 3-2. If they were to drop to 3-3, that would be a really poor look for such a team that was dominating 2022 like EG.
I think he was just going for a trade there, though, anyways, regardless. I don't think they were looking for, like, any coordination play with Inspired, because Inspired also just clearing out that control ward and backing up too.
Yeah, I agree.
Nami though, Nami hovering around here. Vulcan also, they think that someone's gonna try and come attack Jojo.
It's just the dragon setup. I'm wondering which lane they think is gonna explode, and they probably think it's gonna be the mid lane with Jojo sitting 60% health. gets the shove out to pick up these.
Honey fruits are secured.
Fruits?
Yeah,
honey
honey fruit, I think, is the actual legitimate lore name for them. Berserker doing a good job stepping forward to dodge the Nami bubble there, gives him the opportunity to clear out the vision of EG there in the tri-brush. Rift Herald has spawned. A lot of times we're seeing teams take these early, only shortly after that first spawn, and it looks like that's what EG is going to do here. Ssumday utilizing that lane control he's had for these first 8 minutes of the game to come down and help Inspired. And with them going after this play, Cloud9 recognizes that, and they're going to head over to that first Drake. Infernal Drake for a little bit of extra damage, pick that up around about the same time.
Yeah, handshaking it here because they don't want to fight it. I agree with that. Level 6 advantage for Inspired. There's no ult on Blaber yet. Maokai ultimate is devastating in early river skirmishes. I also agree with EG making the call to pick up Rift Herald instead of Dragon in the handshake trade. You're going to get one for the other. It's just, there's so much gold and so much snowball possibility. When you're the team with Tristana, Lucian, Nami, and you've got the possibility of getting this Tristana, walking around finishing off turrets and shoving up these lanes, and you want to also try and slingshot your Lucian, Nami to their first items as quickly as possible. I definitely like this opt here for Evil Geniuses to try and get some gold, giving up Dragon number 1.
Did you see those stats they just popped up? Fudge 10-1 on Gwen, Zven 9-1 on Lulu, LCS careers.
Turns out these guys are pretty good at their champions.
They win in a lot of games.
Yeah.
You just can't deal with Sven's Enchanters. They're too good.
Lulu was definitely one of the first ones that Sven started playing to when he first switched over to support. So has a lot of time, extra time in that compared to the other ones.
Honestly, really slow early game here. We're not really even seeing a whole lot of attempts on anything. Sometimes you see some plays attempt to get made and then fizzle out. Like bottom lane, we had that early level 2 gank coming out from Inspired, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's subverting my expectations. I was thinking that we're going to have a volatile mid lane, volatile bot lane. You never know who's going to win the Gwen versus Cassante, especially on a Fudge Blaber team with the Sejuani to be able to set up double melee soul lane ganks. It's just not happening.
Well, the funny thing is, we started with one of the the majority of people refer to as cheese, a level 2 Maokai gank towards bottom lane with a W, and then it turned into the calmest of waters.
Well, Maokai didn't have flash. What's going to happen?
There's nothing after the, I thought the level 2 was going to be a little bit more exciting, with a bubble follow-up or something. But aside from that, that's the only little bit of excitement that we've gotten. Just constant shoving here and a little bit of trade towards the mid lane as well. See if they can get something going with the level 6s from junglers. Only problem now is everybody's got their summer spells back.
Ooh, FBI eats a ton of damage, and the culling gets almost nothing in return. Well played from Berserker. Jojo jumps in. Beautifully waited on by Blaber there, but a very nice disengage from Jojo to not be punished.
Really well played by Jojo. Crucially, when you jump in, if you can proc your E with max stacks, you get your jump back. So, easy trade. He gets a bunch of Blaber's time, gets Blaber's flash, and he escapes it.
And he did put himself in that situation.
Yeah.
Rocket jumping on the Jayce when
He got himself out.
no wards.
Well played.
no wards around him.
It was safe.
Definitely.
He's not dead. I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Okay. Let's see if he dies with no flash, or if they're able to make some use of it, because Inspired's
Or
coming to
they
visit.
kill Blaber with no flash.
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
Okay, so whoever dies between Jojo and Blaber first is the one who that play was bad for.
Yeah.
That's how we'll determine
love
who was
hindsight.
right.
That's
Yes.
the best.
Results-based analysis is how we're going about this play.
Honestly, the death might be bottom lane, so that would absolve Jojo, because Inspired's coming in with the Maokai ultimate.
Vulcan goes for a bubble, but now he's almost out of mana. Berserker, Blaber, and Zven ready to maybe turn this one around, but Vulcan gets away from the CC of the Sejuani ulti. Inspired, thinking about going in, but no, sir. Does not want to engage on the Sejuani with the frost armor still up. Couple of ults traded back and forth, bullets flying, but everybody's fine.
Yeah, and honestly, only one summoner spell and one heal being blown in it as well is nothing to write home about.
We got 2 ults.
leading up to the dragon. I think right there, that sort of play though, I do like those looks. You know, even though everyone's like, you know, nothing really happens, you're just kind of fishing around for some cooldowns before the dragon. You know, because maybe if you burn something big there, if your opponents get a little scared, then you would be able to get yourself a big advantage for the actual fight here when the dragon arrives. But everybody playing it very conservatively.
Yeah, I will say C9 does have the edge for this dragon fight based on the mythics completed. They got 3 mythics to 0 mythics on the side of EG. You can kind of count Demonic Embrace. It's still a big power spike, but that's still 1 to 3, and Blaber's back.
Blaber looking for Vulcan here. Remember, no ulti on that Sejuani. Still about 1/4 of the cooldown left.
Piggy versus Fishy. Who wins? Generally, the Piggy will, but the Fishy's got friends that are closer.
Exactly, and it's in the river. Natural habitat.
Terrain advantage for the Fishy. I don't even know what to say. I think it's pretty obvious.
All right, we got the dragon started up. Second Drake of the game here. Cloud9 got the first one in the handshake trade of neutral objectives about 5-6 minutes ago. Now it's time to see if EG can manage to fight him for this second one. They got lots of players ready to be part of this. Teleports coming in for both top laners, but remember, they're not unleashed. Now they are, as Blaber's going to soak a lot of damage, but he still secures the Drake.
What I tell you, Piggy every day of the week.
Piggy got it.
Piggy got the
Piggy got it.
I kind of think it was the mythic items. You know, it might be. I also think Radiant Virtue is probably more OP than Demonic Embrace if you're team fighting. I think that item's totally
I think
juiced.
right now, that's a correct call, for sure, because the healing outdid the damage that was being dealt to the few members that were tagged with the Demonic Embrace off of that Maokai ultimate. And you saw, too, even though Blaber got rooted inside the pit, it was still right in range of Inspired, and hit him with the W. The part 2 of W is pretty big damage trade.
So interesting thing here, we're talking about mythics not being completed by EG. We finally have those mythics starting to come online, both of them for the bottom lane, but in the top lane, Ssumday's going for Jack Show this game as opposed to the Iceborne Gauntlet that we almost always see first item on Constante.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that build against the Gwen because you need better 1v1 power. You can even see the Negatron Cloak being extra magic resist, but we might have a Rift Herald battle here. All 5 people have made their way up. Both AD carries have reset and ran out mid lane. Here we go.
Okay, Inspired's gonna be jumped on immediately by Fudge and Blaber. Fudge dashing back away from the Nami bubble. The Herald is very low. Looks to be secured by Cloud9, but nobody's here to grab the eyeball just yet. Blaber has to flash back over the wall, even with Wild Growth. EG protecting the eyeball. If they can stop Cloud9 from picking it up, I mean, it's 300 gold for grabbing the kill on the Herald, but stopping them from getting the objective itself means it's not as big of a win for C9 as they would have hoped. And yeah, it looks like that one's gonna fade away.
Yeah, they're pretty happy at least to get the smite on the Herald there. Ssumday went in and he actually procced the eyeball attack, so he got it low enough for the smite, and Fudge gives him a thumbs up. You know, Blaber gets the smite. You get kill credit, is actually pretty good kill money on Rift Herald now. I did like those changes where they added the extra 200 golds onto actually killing it, so you don't have to fully rely on getting turret plate value out of it. And 16 minutes into the game, of course. A little bit late for those turret plates anyways.
Who do we think is happier right now with the game state?
Well, I think we have to do player camera analysis on that. Look at facial expressions as far as who's happier.
That's not what I meant. Like, how comfortable are you in the game? You're Berserker, right? You just completed your shield bow. You have a Lulu and a Sejuani with 2 Drakes. Do you think, okay, I'm going to carry this one, or are you sweating because the other team's going to have 2 Infinity Edges or 2 Navori Quick Blades in like 7 minutes?
I'm kind of biased because I preferred the Cloud9 draft from draft phase.
Yes.
So my answer is still Cloud9. I don't think there's been anything to change my mind. Maybe if there had been if they had gotten a kill in the Maokai gank, level 2 town bottom side, you know, burn summer spells, had started to like really get early money into either the Lucian Nami or Maokai ganking flash W onto the Jayce for, you know, a rocket jump combination, then I might be swayed, Jatt.
Okay.
But I'm holding my position for Cloud9.
I'm not going to try and sway you. My answer is going to be C9 as well. Yeah, I like the Gwen.
That's kind of a letdown.
I like the Gwen side. I have different reasons, Kobe.
Okay.
I like the Zven side lane matchup with Gwen and Cassante. I think he'll be able to get push in the mid-late game. And I think it's really hard for EG to actually do enough damage to Berserker with the barrier, with the Lulu. I think it's a better hyper carry support and setup. So if they get first set up to fight because Fudge is able to push side lanes, they can engage with Blaber, they can carry with Berserker. It's the C9 way. You just, it's, you know, if it was still Jensen, he'd be playing Orianna instead of Jayce, but it's the same thing.
Well, I'm gonna go with EG because they're not fighting in the game, so at least we can fight on the desk.
Okay.
EG's got 2 AD carries. 80 carries are overpowered. So
I like it.
This is fair.
that's what I got
And
for
2
you.
is greater than 1.
Yeah, 2's more than 1. All right. Learned that one a long time ago. All right, C9.
Pulling out all the stops.
Yeah,
with this
man, I'm
argument.
breaking out the arithmetic here as C9 heads into the bottom side river. They're going to clear out some of this vision 50 seconds ahead of the 3rd Drake spawn. If they get this one, it applies a lot of pressure to EG passively for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I do have I have a bold prediction here.
Okay.
I think the first kill is going to happen in the next minute and a half with this next dragon.
Okay.
The second one is,
Wow.
at the start of the year, I ranked C9 above FlyQuest. I'm questioning that decision with how good FlyQuest is look, but C9 can still pull this one out and only be a game behind. So
I'm going to make a
even
bold,
2 dragons.
bold
let's go.
prediction and say Sejuani is going to continue stacking the armor.
Yeah.
It's already starting
Oh,
to
yeah.
get problematic.
Is that your line?
That's that's your prediction.
I didn't do that.
Stacking.
That was like a V.
Oh, that's wrong.
What are you guys doing?
I'm trying to
This is
highlight.
This is stat
one.
handiwork. There we go.
okay. Stacking the armor.
Good job. Good job.
It's been a while, guys.
Well played. Oh, Tristana teleport for a wave down bottom.
Okay.
It's a tempo play to be able to shove bottom before Dragon actually starts.
Yeah, well, actually, in my experience, if you get bot prio and mid prio, it's very difficult to take Dragon because the other team can pinch you. So I don't know if C9 can hold this position.
Blaber's gonna get caught here in the roots, throws out his ulti defensively onto Jojo, who disengages the buffer through the CC, but a teleport's coming in now from both sides. It's Fudge arriving first. Ssumday's about to find himself in the fight. Ssumday a little bit chunked here, got about 80% HP. EG are gonna maintain aggro on the Drake, but remember there's no Maokai ulti. Fudge jumps in, he's ready to try to fight these guys. Dragon's low, secured by Evil Geniuses and Inspired. There'll be no Drake stacking any further here for Cloud9. EG managed to get the objective. There's no fight after the fact. Is this going to be one of those
Are you
games?
kidding me?
Is this going to be one of those games? Vulcan's getting away. As Vulcan jumps over the wall. Jojo's ready to go. It's pork for dinner. And they take down the piggy. Blaber is out of there. And Jojo's looking for another. Fudge tries to get away. But how much can a Hallowed Mist protect? Fudge disengages for now. Jojo's just gonna go back to pushing the wave.
All right, our happy meter needs an update, Jatt, because EG just got a lot happier.
280 carries.
Cloud9
280
got a
carries,
lot
boys.
bad. And
I mean-
Jojo's gonna be able to get some extra money. That Tristana demolition we've been talking up,
Yeah.
finally able to take full effect here.
Just like that, Jojo's the richest player in the game. And I mean, being able to build your Quick Blade or your Infinity Edge second is such a massive buff. Also stopping the Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
I think currently the CaptainFlowers analysis of 280 carries is, in hindsight, the correct analysis.
I mean, it was
Oh, yeah.
really, really big to steal away the dragon, stop the dragon stacking, and then this demolitionist Tristana able to get a lot done in the aftermath. So here's another look at the setup. You mentioned the Maokai ult, but it's also the Nami wave here. So EG, they use all their big AoE CC zone control ults at the start of it. Then they pull the dragon down to the bottom side. Sedge ult, of course, was nullified by Tristana jumping away. So that's
Yeah.
why both teams without their big CC tools.
Wait, hold
kinda
on. Hold on
fight.
now. We got Jayce getting caught. Diplex tries to flash away, but the CC on top of him locks him down a little bit longer.
Okay.
C9, they get their mid laner out thanks to the flash, but Evil Geniuses are going to steal away the red. They're going to take the top lane tier 1.
Yeah, look at the waves, though. I mean, Ssumday getting that gold, then being able to take the red. They did lose bot turret to Gwen, but they are finally making some more proactive plays.
And those changes to Infinity Edge being able to get belt second are going to benefit mid Tristana greatly here.
Yes,
Jojo will be at IE very, very quickly with all the money stacking up. Again, mid lane Tristana with demolition just annihilates turrets if they ever get any alone time with one of these waves. Mid lane, of course, the last one left standing for Cloud9 to have some defense around. Berserker's trying to clear it. Jojo goes in.
Uh-oh. Sven is... Yeah. That
Jojo,
was-
baby! Jojo on this Tristana. Another rocket jump, another kill.
Jojo just dumping the magazine there on poor little Lulu. All he needed was the extra little bit of the slow from the Maokai there to keep Zven in range, and he just unloads for his first kill of the game, second kill of the game overall. 2,500 gold lead for Evil Geniuses. We are 22.5 minutes into the game, so Baron is up if we can ever get a big play from either side that opens up that window for him. But right now, we're not seeing any of those moments really building for either one of the teams. 2 minutes before the next Dragon starts, and I don't really feel like we're getting a fight before then.
It definitely doesn't feel like it. There's limited engage tools on both sides, aside from Inspired trying to go in and just zero out one person, but everyone on C9 is so fast, and also they can punish so quickly if Inspired over engages. So I do think a minute and 40 seconds with Infinity Edge, C9 has got to approach with a lot of trepidation because they do not currently have the items to win a fight.
I'm gonna try and sell you on some earlier action then, because I'm a huge fan of trailing split push plays. And since EG are trying to really hard push these waves, a trailing split push with teleport on Tristana could be deadly. They're actually just starting up Baron though. That also increases the chances here.
This guy's so fast.
Yeah, it's already down to half HP.
This is such a good play.
And FBI and Vulcan are scrapping in mid lane. They're saying like, hey, look over here, look at the shiny mid lane. It's Lucian and Nami, don't you want to fight him?
Oh, and the
Meanwhile, over
sapling
there,
to just push Blaber back.
Yeah,
This is so good.
There's no way they can even stop it. Evil Geniuses just committed the heist that gives them a massive lead in this game.
Okay, the happiness meter is full EG now, baby.
Yeah.
We were wrong, Jatt.
Yeah, we were very yeah. This is 80-20 at this point. The Baron, the thing that is, I think, surprising me is how easily Jojo is just keeping the waves pushed in the favor of EG. They've been able to move first, so it doesn't matter that Gwen could theoretically win the 1v1 against the Cassandra, which I don't even know if that's true at this point with all the MR that he has, because the Tristana is just unmatched in the side lanes, so they're able to buy themselves time to make Baron plays like that. It's impressive.
15 seconds till our Drake is alive. Inspired is already in position down here in the bot side river. FBI and Vulcan should be able to clear out this mid lane, and they'll rotate over to help them.
Feels like Jojo just determining so much of this game on the Trist without a lot of direct resistance. You know, even though it hasn't been the most explosive game, that mid lane matchup that we were looking at with EG star player versus Cloud9, the only player that they changed, bringing in Diplex, does seem to be their big tool here with the 4-1 split push. You can see right now, Tristana with Baron buff. Let's take a look. Demolish proc plus the explosive charge.
Let's see it.
He didn't
There the demolish. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't fully charge it up.
Well,
anticlimactic, but they've got Baron buff, so they get it.
they get it anyway.
Anyway, no problem.
They're going to keep pressuring down here in this bottom lane. You can see FBI keeping it pushed up as Vulcan and Inspired hover behind him. Ssumday was trying to stop the back from Fudge there, but just hit a little bit too late. And Jojo, again, the one-man pushing machine off to the side, making sure that they're applying pressure in more than one place.
And look what this amount of pressure from EG on all the lanes does to your vision control. Cloud9 have been kind of suffocated here. Good toggle from the observers, but barely any of these very shallow defensive wards now that they actually have the luxury of placing inside their own jungle. They can only protect a couple of the super close camps for themselves while they continue to lose out.
And I actually think so far this has been one of the best games EG has played overall. Yeah. They had a very easy strength of schedule week 1 and 2, blew people out in the early game. I'm going to carry that point on until after this fight. And basically what you see happening is they're just out macroing what C9 is doing. I feel like when they played FlyQuest yesterday, Impact was able to make a lot of moves in lane to give FlyQuest advantages, but it's EG who's just getting natural advantages in this game. They're getting the gold when they need to, and they've taken the correct fights. But mainly, Jojo is just getting gold from moving around the map and taking down turrets.
Yeah, Jojo's gold is feeling great with the state it's currently in. He just got done stealing away the enemy blue buff as well. He'll head back down to the bottom and continue getting solo lane EXP and as much gold as he can find. He's already level 16, highest level in the game, and that ain't gonna change anytime soon. Other solo laners all trailing behind at 15.
And it's really important that Jojo has a good game here. He's had some stinkers so far.
His week 1 was terrible.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, 3-2 start is definitely not the way EG wants to open up their 2023 campaign, but breaking out the Trist mid, I believe this is the first Trist mid we've seen in the LCS, and performing well to this point is a good sign.
I just saw Mr. Cannon down on that bottom lane, though.
Oh no, -1.
He put up the sad B as well.
You know what? I think it might be time to try someone else.
I rest my case.
Well, as long as the cannon doesn't break JoJo's mental, he's having a great game here so far today.
Since there's no kills, I'll give you some all chat updates.
Okay, what do we got?
Because JoJo's definitely
dear.
our
Is he
biggest
talking?
all chat warrior.
Yeah, he loves to
He's
talk.
getting a little bored, so he's just typing at them. Good freeze. Get that CS up.
I mean, Fudge is up in CS. 27. You never know.
Yeah, good freeze.
It's the
You never know.
seriousness
Good
with which
freeze,
you say
bro.
it. It really tells it.
I feel like
27, I don't
that's
know.
another evolution on the good story, bro meme. Good freeze,
Yeah.
bro. We're taking over the map.
Well, we've got under 2 minutes, again, before the Drake spawn. We're averaging 1 kill every 14 minutes. We could rival the old lane swap days.
All right, I'm looking at JoJo's next cannon attempt right now. Bottom lane. Boom!
Come on, JoJo, get this
Come on.
thing. There we go, plus 90. There it is, all right.
He,
all right.
You could tell he increased his focus for that.
Yeah, he was way right.
Don't wanna miss
He's
two
slowed
attempts
down.
in a row.
I'm not gonna mess around, and there could be crits. Oh, that's one thing you
Turn around.
don't account for with IE second. You're gonna have some high value crits, you know, that unaccounted for. AD carries throwing around damage like that.
I think, is this Freak's argument for why it's not broken? Be like, you might miss some cannons sometimes with 40% crit. So it's
You're
fine.
catching straight.
I actually think it was a good change. For what it's worth, it's as soon as I saw him, I wanted to go play AD carry.
We
I
missed
like
you,
the
Freak.
mix-up. I like the variation you get in builds. Bloodthirster third used to be a lot harder to pull off because the second item, it wasn't easy enough to build. He made a 50-minute video about it. Like, I liked all his points. That allows me to randomly flame him. I just gave him enough compliments. There are balance in all things.
No, I know. I have the attention span of a lizard, and I watched the entire video that he made about the AD carry changes. So, we
Be
support
honest,
you,
was
Freak.
it second monitor?
Yeah, oh, well, definitely second monitor. Come on.
As I thought, you were not paying attention. That was
I
like,
was totally paying attention.
that means you were only giving it like 10% of your lizard brain.
10%
That's not a lot
of 50
attention.
minutes is still 5 minutes, and a lizard brain normally only accommodates 3 minutes.
Okay.
That's 2 more minutes.
Oh, teleport. Wake up, lizard.
Okay. It's nice and sunny sitting here on this rock, but I'm ready to cast a fight that I hope happens. EG? Oh, the
Okay.
Sejuani ulti misses from Blaber. That's not the engage Cloud9 was hoping for. Fudge gonna be on the front now. Dodging some damage with the Hallowed Mist, but now he has to back away. Evil Geniuses, they escape the Cloud9 engage attempt, and now it's C9 retreating back towards that bottom side river, retreating back towards the Drake that is now spawned. Both teams currently on a Drake count of 2. Inspired's ulti was also used during the disengage. So was Vulcan's. Ssumday's still got the all-out. Jojo's still got the big ol' explosive shot there.
They just get it.
Yeah, Cloud9's not ready to fight for it.
No engage tools on the side of C9. They can just poke, but it doesn't matter with the current gold difference.
All right.
And the triple oceans definitely make that poke a lot worse.
Because you didn't get any kills in that fight, Flowers, and I know that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I've got something else for you.
All right, what do you got?
What do you got?
Bonus prize is the name of Tristana's ultimate. Since
Busted shot.
you couldn't come up with it. I thought that was going to be a good thing.
Yeah, I was thinking explosive
already got
shot.
it.
Sorry, yeah, I derped for a second, but I brought it back.
You already got it. You dig deep,
They're just
baby.
gonna get
Yeah.
Baron again, aren't they?
They are. That Baron's in the dark, and the Baron is
Man.
gone.
For the second time this game, Evil Geniuses burn the Baron without Cloud9 being able to even see what's going on. As Berserker tries to get away over the wall, Inspired is taken pretty low, but he ain't dead yet. Down to about 300 HP, and Blaber's on the chain. Inspired goes right back in. They're going to trade Jungler for Jungler, and Berserker's barely alive, but now Ssumday grabs the kill on him. Diplex comes in. C9's trying to get the kills, but they won't be able to find him. Will they? The Fudge factor is somehow still alive. Oh, no way! Chopped up. Fudge going again. Holy hell! Fudge is playing out his freaking mind.
Zip zoom all over the place here, but no way. What was his low HP while he was chasing Nami?
Like 3.
I thought for sure Vulcan was going to turn around and splash him or something for a little bit of damage to finish it off, but he can't. And Fudge snips Cloud9's way back into this game. Let's go. I'm feeling alive again. Here's another look at the check. Because EG, again, within full vision control, they burn down the Baron to set up this fight.
And you can see they're feeling incredibly confident. Vulcan does have to trail the play, and Jojo just jumps in full speed, but Fudge he's the one who gets the Lulu ultimate, so he is very healthy on the backside of this fight. And you have to shout out Diplex. Watch the amount of burst he puts down onto Jojo to allow this Fudge carry to happen at the end.
Oh my goodness. Getting that now so low versus the Lucian, the stand and fight. Nice timing on the Hallowed Mist here as well from Fudge. dodges around the bubble. Then even after the all-out, oh, what's the HP?
140. He heals a lot.
Yeah.
130.
I mean, they both were in line for the snip there.
Yeah.
For the middle with the true damage, with the healing. So he got credit for it there. Nice little bump.
Wow, man.
Conqueror fully charged up. Ghost.
Even with the shenanigans at the end, Diplex's Jayce still doing 5,000 damage, so is contributing on that pick. But with that happening, Ssumday still has the Baron buff, so EG is just going to continue as if that fight didn't happen, trying to
Right.
turrets.
You play around Ssumday, make sure you get the buff, push as many turrets as you might be able to, but Cloud9 doesn't want him to push this turret at all. Blaber and Fudge both going to be forced back as the rest of their team has to circle around to rejoin with them. Jojo's still the wrecking machine here against these turrets. The power of the level 18 Tristana range. FBI's calling, going to force C9 further back. Gwen's immunity protects her from the tidal waves. Zven had to use wild growth on himself. And again, Jojo can just step up. He's got so much range to shoot these things. The explosive shot just helps him destroy them before the demolish proc is even ready to be used. And now the inhibitor's in his sights. Jojo providing the DPS still, but with the minion waves being thinned out and Fudge coming around from the flank after using the TP, EG's trying to get away. Jojo with the rocket jump disengages. Ssumday's still here on the front line. Fudge looking for the ulti level 3, but he ain't gonna find a whole lot with the damage on the needlework. C9 grouped up as 5. They're trying to death ball straight into EG, but EG disengages.
Been a lot of that this game where C9 just can't consistently hit EG. If EG ever wants to back away, they're able to. Only Blaber with the Sejuani ultimates is the one who can do anything, and that's usually been thrown into Tristana, who just rocket jumps away. They also have the Mikhails completed for Vulcan's Nami, so there's just no realistic way for C9 to lock down EG.
Yeah, a lot of defensive play so far this game. Fudge is, of course, the big question mark here that EG have to still be worried about. As much as they want to play the game, like that last, previous fight where he got a bunch of kills, didn't happen. Fudge is gonna play the game like it did happen. He's definitely on his way towards his death cap. Once you get that, doesn't matter what happened earlier in the game.
Control ward down, gonna find Jojo, who just collected his red. And he's got 4 completed items. Excuse me. It's harder to tell the last whisper from the Lord Doms now because the color palette's the same, but 4 full completed items plus the boots for Jojo means if this Tristana gets to free fire, it will be a problem for Cloud9.
I just don't see a situation where he doesn't get to free fire. Based on the way that C9 needs to approach this, Fudge is going to try and flank.
Nice shock blast. Takes a chunk out of FBI, but between Nami and the honey fruits, he can just heal it right back off.
Yeah, C9's just hoping they can get Dragon low enough, smite this away, and run away. That's like,
Oh, they threw out the Blaber ulti looking to fish for Jojo, but they don't find him. Instead, Fudge ends up getting knocked out of the fight, and without the Gwen there, I don't think Cloud9 has a whole lot of ways to deal with this. Blaber's gonna be killed before anything else happens, and C9 scattered to the winds. Jojo wants to chase after Berserker, but he gets away. And it looks like that'll be Ocean Soul, 4 Drakes in a row for evil geniuses. Diplex is running away, but he's in enemy territory while he does it.
That was a magnificent buster shot there, getting him out of there.
Yeah.
Nice job by Jojo. Dealing with the one big threat that was still looming, and now Evil Geniuses with the soul. So much healing. With that plus the Nami, feels very, very difficult for Cloud9, even in the longer fights where Gwen is running rampant now.
yeah. Definitely feels like a formula for EG to winning these team fights. You group up. Whoever gets hit by the Sejuani ultimate, if it's not the tank Cassandra, who doesn't care, Nami Mikhails it. And if you're going to use Buster Shot, you use it on the Gwen. And once you take care of those things, there's no threat because they're going to be able to out-DPS anything C9 throws at them with the Lucian Trist.
So here it is.
Boom. Bye.
Get him out of there. Don't have to deal with the Gwen. Once you don't have to deal with the Gwen, nice little 5v4 action for Evil Geniuses here. Go straight through the front line. There's not enough threat, and Jojo can force the rest of the members away.
Triple stopwatch as well, if they need it.
I would think this would be the game-ending push for the side of EG.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about happiness meters earlier on. There can be other uses of the words like happy game. It's when you just start like trolling and messing around. I think that's the only way EG loses this is if they get too happy.
Just conk
and
the line
just
down
decide
mid.
the game is over.
Well,
because they're in
luckily for
such a
us,
powerful position.
JoJo is one of the happiest players
He is very happy.
in the entire league.
Well, they're grouping up, boys. They've got Ssumday over in mid, and it looks like the rest of the squad's ready to join up with him here. Maybe they just hard force down on this tier 3 turret in mid lane. It's about 1/3 damaged already. Remember, the inhibitor is exposed in topside from where they knocked down that turret earlier. And yeah, they're just gonna use Tristana, brute force this one away. FBI forcing out Fudge and Blaber. They were the calling a ton of damage into those frontliners. As EG finds the inhibitor in mid, they'll just rotate all 5 men up to the top lane now to be able to take down this second one too. TP coming in though. Cloud9's ready to try to find a fencer attack. Jojo and Ssumday here in the front. Jojo just putting the bullets right back into Blaber. He's not retreating into Fudge. He's ready to stand and fight. They kill off the enemy jungler, and now they get the 5v4. Fudge can't get an angle. He's already down. That's it. All it's gonna come down to now is how stylish it looks for EG to win it. Stopwatch keeps Jojo alive through some of the counter bursts of C9. Inspired walking away. Berserker doing a lot of damage here in the Zeri, but FBI jumps in and puts him down. Jojo grabs the kill, and now he's ready to look for more on Diplex. Ssumday wants one, and he gets the Q3. A double kill for Jojo, 2 Nexus turrets for EG, and 10-4. 38 minutes into the game, evil geniuses take down Cloud9.
And they tie them in the standings. This has some very exciting implications at the top of the standings. EG now going to tie Cloud9 4-2, both of them. Jojo bringing the Tristana, bringing the AD carries into mid lane again. Are they just going to take over the whole map now? Are we going to get Quinn top lane started out? Are we going to get some jungle Ezreal throwbacks?
5 marksman meme games with your friends at midnight in normal. It's coming to pro play now, buddy.
You two are out of control. It's just the Tristana mid. It's very rarely going to be more than 2. And I think EG should feel fairly relieved here. They had probably the hardest schedule for week 3 playing FlyQuest and Cloud9. They had a disappointing loss to FlyQuest yesterday, bouncing back in a big way and keeping themselves towards the top of the standings.
And that point about tying Cloud9 in those standings, super important, because now when you play against them the next time, if you can beat them again, you're guaranteeing really good positioning in terms of playoffs, in terms of postseason above them. Really, really nice stuff from EG in this game. It was an incredibly slow game for a very long time. We had 2 kills in 28 minutes. But EG, it was what you were saying, Jatt. They found the moments they needed to find. They took the fights they needed to take. And they ended up just outmaneuvering C9 throughout the game.
Yeah, it was mostly Jojo versus turrets, honestly. And the end there was a little surprise of Jojo versus Fudge.
Yeah.
With the extra kills getting cleaned up, but Evil Geniuses, nice victory for them. Definitely one of our longer games, almost 39 minutes acquired.
I mean, it was incredibly patient by EG, and it's honestly a little bit of a different look with the new roster coming in. So Jojo, specifically, is the one who kind of ran the map. But he didn't make any silly Jojo plays that game.
Right.
He was consistently in the right place, taking a lot of turrets, and it does actually weirdly remind me of a lot of 100 Thieves wins from 2022. So I do wonder if FBI was also calling some lane assignments about how to play the game or how to play team fights, because there was low engage on the side of C9. EG identified that, and they just played a slow game. But that's not really something EG did much of at all last year.
That's not their brand.
Yeah.
It's not what they're known for. But it's something they pulled off pretty well here today. Now they get to sit on 4 wins. You were talking about how leaving week 3 at 3-3 for a team that did so well in 2022 would be pretty bad. But hey, 4-2 feels a whole lot better, especially with one of those wins over one of the 2 teams that everybody said were at the top.
Yeah, and we've got a super week coming up, so a lot can change there. An extra day will be added for more spiciness.
Yes, next week we're going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to finish the first round robin, and then weeks 5, 6, 7, 8 will be the same structure. So it's 2, 2, 2, 3 each time we play the round robin.
2-2-2-3. 2-2-2-3. All right, you heard it here first, in case you didn't already know it, because now you know it now. And from now until February 24th, you can use your MasterCard to make a purchase from the in-client store and save your card on file to be entered for a chance to win a trip to a League of Legends event or a set of 8, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Player of the Week statues and a MasterCard prepaid card. Now, if that sounds good, go ahead, head on over, take care of that. And for now, I believe we are going to be tossing to...
We got
Okay, we're not
a
tossing to
roulette.
that. Instead, we are heading to a break. But before we do that, check out this incredible moment between Doublelift and Prince after today's game.
I know he would. I wouldn't do EQ.
Oh wow, thank you, bro. Thank you. You're so good. You're actually the best AD.
I'm most nervous now.
Really?
In my head.
Really? Oh no, it's okay, bro. It's good. It's nice to meet you. It's really nice to meet you.
Thank you for it.
No problem, bro. It's really fun actually playing against you. Wow. No, it's okay. It's okay. That's awesome, bro. I'm really happy actually.
Oh, I can hold your. Okay.
Oh shit. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
We'll make a meme out of that.
Thank you, bro. Respect. Thank you. Really nice to meet you. Oh, Fluff.
You're my star.
Oh, thank you, dude. Really, seriously.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.